Okay. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me. Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you again. Welcome back to today's lesson. So in today's lesson, we'll be focusing on what we were doing last week. So the first topic we will be doing today is geometry, straight lines. So today's lesson is about perpendicular lines and straight lines. Guys, if you can hear me there, can you please in the comment just comment yes, so that I can get a clear view that everyone is listening and everyone does have an audio. Good morning, everyone. Nice to meet you again. So in today's lesson, we'll be focusing on perpendicular lines, right? So my name is Miss Tabo. I'll be doing grade 8 mathematics for today, right, guys? And welcome, 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 right? Okay, so let's move to our objectives of the day. So at the end of the lesson, the learner must be able to know, number one, define a straight line. Point number two, identify and construct perpendicular lines. Objective number three, finding unknown values for angles on straight line. So to break today's ice, for the introduction of the lesson, can you please visit kahoot.at and enter this code here? We'll just play this game for like 5 minutes before we can start our lesson. Can you please visit kahoot.at and enter 063 10 170 to play the game? Guys, can we please do that? Just for the next 5 minutes, please. It's just breaking the ice for today's lesson. If you can't access it, just comment no. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. I'm so happy to see you again. Just comment no if you can't access kahoot.it. When you are done playing the game, just type yes. Guys, are you able to access the game? Guys, just in your phone or on your laptop, just type there kahoot.it, and then it will appear there that you need to enter the pin of the game, and this is the pin of the game here on the screen. Can you see the pin on the screen? Guys, time is not on our side. Okay, Ritabile, good, good, good. Yes, I can see Sia, Ntantla, Govenda, and Han. Thank you guys for participating. Sia is our number 1 for today. Yes, Ritabile, just type the game. 3 minutes left before we can continue with our lesson. Just answer those 7 questions there. Okay, guys, a minute remaining before we can finish playing the game. Just type kahoot.it and then you enter the pin on the screen, colored in yellow. And then you can play the game and then we'll start our lesson. Oyama, please type there in your Google Chrome or your Internet Explorer kahoot.it and press enter. After that, they will ask you to enter the pin. The pin is displayed on my screen right now in yellow. Okay, a minute left. Only 4 players at the moment, but we'll do it again and then we'll get used to it and then all of us will start playing it. It's totally fine, guys. If you can access it now, it's totally fine. Okay, guys. So for those who can access the game, it's totally fine. Ne? So question number 1. Question number 1, it's saying perpendicular lines forms a right angle, bracket 90 degrees. Is it true or false? Our answer is true. Perpendicular lines indeed do form a right angle. Perpendicular lines form a right angle. They do not form any other angle. They only form right angle, 90 degrees. So question number 2 is perpendicular lines can only form two angles. Perpendicular lines can only form 2 right angles. Our answer is false. Perpendicular lines can form a lot of right angles. They can form 1 angle, 2 angle, 4 angles, right? They don't only form 2 right angles. And then question number 3, they say a straight line is a sum of, and our answer is 180 degrees. And then the 4th question, we had an equation. Equation was saying a plus 45 degrees equals to 180 degrees. So our answer for number 4 is 185 degrees, right? Okay, so our question number 5 is a straight line only has 4 angles. That is false. Straight line can accommodate a lot of angles as long as the angle sums to 180 degrees. right? Okay, question number 6 was saying we use a small square to indicate our right angle, in bracket square. We use a small square to indicate our right angle 90 degrees. Our answer is yes. To see that this is our right angle, you will see by a small square. I will show you right now on our next slide. You will see that, guys. Ne? Okay, so our second last question was we use a small square to indicate the right angle. Yes. Okay, our last question, we had an equation. Our equation was 57 plus 76 degrees plus x equals to 180 degrees. So our answer for this one will be 47, right, guys? I hope we are getting the hang of it now. Ne? And if you can't access the game now, you can do it later. You can do it later, please, guys. Okay, let's check our players before we can continue our lesson. So, oh, this is nice. Zama is our player. Han, Gavenda, Sian, Tandla, Ryan, Vusi, Ryan, Retabile, and Robert. Thank you so much, guys. We'll do it again. And if you didn't have time or the internet now to access the game, you can do it anytime. Ne, guys? Okay, thank you so much for participating in our nice, beautiful game. Okay, let's get into our lesson, guys. Okay, point number 1. What is a straight line? A straight line sums to 180 degrees. So our straight line sums to 180 degrees. You can see here, guys, I have a picture for you here. You can see 180. So on top there, the angles, they must sum to 180 degrees if we do have a straight line and there are angles on top. So those angles must sum to 180 degrees. You see, on top, in the bottom, on the side, left, right, vertically, either our straight line is standing vertically or anyhow, but then our angles must be 180 degrees and our straight line is 180 degrees. The angles must be 180 degrees. If you add all of them, you will see there when we go on with our lesson. Ne? Okay, so point number 2, perpendicular lines. So perpendicular lines, we can say when two lines are perpendicular, their adjacent supplementary angle equal to 90 degrees. So perpendicular line basically forms a right angle. Perpendicular line forms a right angle. So when you form your perpendicular line, you will need your protractor to form your perpendicular line so that it can be accurate. Now, guys, yes, so in our next slide, we have our examples for our perpendicular lines. Ne? Okay, but let's do it together before we can check our perpendicular lines example. Okay, guys, I can't seem to find the whiteboard option here. Where is our whiteboard? Okay, in the meantime, while we can still find our whiteboard, ne? Let's look at the perpendicular lines. Ne? So example number 1, we have this perpendicular line here. We have the first example. Ne? Do you see there where it's written A? A there, it represents 90 degrees. To show that it represents 90 degrees, you can just do your small square there. Inside A, you can just do a small square, or outside A, a small square, to represent that your perpendicular lines indeed formed a right angle. And there by B, we also have our right angle. We will be able to form a square there, and it represents 90 degrees. And I told you that our straight line, when we add our angles must sum to 180 degrees. And those are our two angles there. So our two angles there, when we add 90 plus 90, it gives us 180 degrees. Right, guys? Okay, so the second example. Let's check our whiteboard again. Okay, on our second example, guys, we only have how many right angles? Can you please tell me there in the comment, in our second example, how many right angles do we have? In the comment, just comment how many right angles do you see on our second example. This one that it looks like an L. The example that looks like L, how many right angles do we have on our second example? In the comment, please tell me how many right angles do we have on our second example? Okay, guys, yes. On our second example, we only have one right angle. And that one right angle is number C. You can see C there. That represents our right angle. It represents our 90 degrees. Ne, guys? And the sign there that looks like L, it represents an angle. Ne? So let's move on to our third example. So our third example, we have 4 letters. And on those 4 letters, definitely you can indicate by drawing your square. So our third example, it represents how many right angles, how many 90 degrees do you see there on our third example? Guys, I can't access my whiteboard at the moment so that I can show you how to do it. Let's pause. Guys, you can still see the screen, right? Okay, so here we have 4 right angles on our third example, and we can see that when we make a circle from those four letters E, F, H, G, we can actually form a full cycle from E, F. We can form a full cycle like this. Can you see this? Like this. And a full cycle, we all know that it is indeed 360 degrees. So let's add our 90 degrees to determine if our 360 degrees it is accurate or not. So we'll have our 90 multiplied by 4, which gives us 360 degrees, right? I hope now we have a clear picture about what are perpendicular lines. Ne? So let's move on to our next slide. So on our next slide, most of you who were here last week did get a view of some of the questions here. Ne, guys? But we'll calculate it together. Guys, there in the comment, can you please share how I can access a whiteboard so that we can do our workouts? Because right now I can't see a whiteboard and we need to work out our missing values here. Intlanta, I did share my screen. Hello, Ntantla.
Ma'am, I think you have to turn on your video, ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, I think you have to turn on your video, ma'am, then.
Okay. All right. Hello, guys. Okay, I still can't access our whiteboard at the moment. Okay, guys, I think we can continue without accessing our whiteboard at the moment. It's totally fine because we don't have time on our side. Okay, so let's calculate. Ne? So let's calculate the value for A1. This is our home activity.
Hello?
But
sorry, just go to new share and then you'll be able to find the whiteboard.
on the new share, they say iPhone or iPad. So I can't, there's no option. And I did have an option of whiteboard before. So I don't know what's happening now.
All right, that's fine. Just continue then with the class today.
Okay. Let's continue, guys. Okay, guys, let's do this. Okay, guys, so for number 1A, they say find the size of angle X in each of the following. Give reason for your answer. So number 1A, for our equation, our straight line, it represents 180 degrees. So we are doing number A. So from this point here to here, from this point F here, the line F here, it represents our straight line, and our angles of our straight line must sum to 180 degrees. So to see that, we need to calculate our value for X. For now, we can add 57 plus 76 to see that it does give us 180 degrees. And if it doesn't, then definitely we need to calculate our value for X. So let's do our equation. Ne? So when we do our equation, we will have, when we do our equation for number 1A, for number 1A, we'll definitely have 57 plus 76 degrees So this is our equation for number A. Ne? So number A will have 57 plus 76 plus X equals to 180 degrees. Why equals to 180 degrees? Because it is a straight line, and our straight line must sum to 180 degrees. Angles that are formed on a straight line, they must sum to 180 degrees. So let's do our calculations, guys. So we'll have our X equals to 180 degrees minus 57 degrees minus 76 degrees, and our X will be 47 degrees. Our X will be 47 degrees. So let's move on to number B, right? So let's do our number B. Our number B is, we have on a straight line F there, on our straight line, we only have our F, and then on the angles, we have 3 angles, which represents 55 degrees, 47 degrees, and our X. So we also need to do the equation before we can actually calculate our value for X, right? So let's do our equation for number B. So for number B, we'll have 55 degrees plus X plus 47 degrees equals to 180 degrees. So our second step will be X equals to 180 degrees, subtract 55 degrees, subtract 47 degrees, and our X will be 188. So let's do our number C. Our number C, guys, can you please calculate number C for us? And after getting your answer, comment there and tell us what you got. For number C, how much did you get for number C? For number C, it's 60. And guys, number B, it is a mistake here. Our answer for number B is 78. Okay, so our answer for number C is 60 degrees. Next, so let's do our equation first before we can actually say our actual answer. So our equation for number C will be, for our equation for number C, we'll have 60 degrees plus x plus 60 degrees equals to 180 degrees. And then we'll have our x equals to 180 degrees minus 60 degrees. And our answer will definitely be 60 degrees. And most of you got it right. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you guys. You guys are so smart. Okay, let's do number D, and the rest will be for your homework, and then we'll jump on to do our class activity. So number D, we have how many angles? We have 4 angles in number D. So we have the first angle represents 38 degrees, second angle 41 degrees, the third angle is our x unknown value, and the fourth angle is 44 degrees. Ne? So let's do our equation for number D. Guys, can you please say the answer for number D before we can finish calculating it? So number D, let's do our equation. We have 41 degrees. We have 41 degrees plus 38 degrees plus our x plus our 44 equals to 180 degrees, and then we'll have our x equals to 180 degrees subtract 41 . So our answer for number D is 57 degrees. Yes, guys, correct. It's 57 degrees for our answer for number D. Ne? Okay. So let's move on to our class activity. So in our class activity here, guys, I'm thinking of doing number 1 and 2. Okay, let's do it together here. So for our class activity, let's do our number 1. So number 1, the question says, calculate the size of A. And our statement, they say, work out the sizes of unknown angles below. Build an equation each time as you solve these geometric problems. Always give a reason for every statement you make. Next, so our equation for number A, for number 1, we must calculate the value for A, and we must build an equation every time. You can't just jump to your final answer. We only jump to our final answers only on our chats here in our group. But in your working out paper, in your book, you write the equation first and you must give a reason. And our reason for number A, we'll say it after calculating number A. So in number A here, we have 63 degrees and A. So our equation for number A will be 63 plus A equals to 180 degrees. So we'll have our A equals to 180 degrees, subtract 63 degrees, and our A represents, our A will be 117. So our reason will be our straight line. This is our reason, guys. Our straight line is 180 degrees. Okay, now okay, guys. So for our number 1, calculating the value for A, our equation will be 63 degrees plus A equals to 180 degrees. And then on our second step, 63 will move to the other side and the positive sign will change to subtraction, and then we'll have 180 degrees subtract 63 degrees. Next, and our A equals to 107. What is our reason for that? Our reason is, since our straight line equals to 180 degrees, angle A equals to 107 degrees, because there we have our straight line and our straight line equals to 180 degrees. So this is our reason for number 1. So let's calculate the value for the second one. So the second one, guys, I told you when we started our lesson, I told you about this box here.
3 minutes.
Hello, guys, I told you about this box here. Can you see this box? Can you please say there in the comment, what does this box represent? Does it represent 80 degrees? Does it represent 107 degrees? Can you please tell me there in the comment, what does this box here, this small box here, represent? Its degree. Its degree is, yes, guys, its degree represents 90 degrees. So they didn't tell us the number, but we know that this small box here is 90 degrees. even though they didn't say it, but we can see that the box here is our right angle, and our right angle equals to 90 degrees, right? Okay, so let's do our equation for number 2, finding the size of x. So our equation will be x plus 29 plus 90 degrees. So let's do our equation first before we can say our final answer. So our equation will be x plus 29 degrees plus 90 degrees equals to 180 degrees. Why? Because we are working on a straight line, right? If we were not working on a straight line, it wouldn't be equals to 180 degrees. But then we are doing geometry on straight line, so it's 180 degrees. So we'll have our x equals to 180 degrees minus 29 degrees minus 90 degrees, and our x will be 61 degrees. And I know most of you guys got this one right. This one is definitely correct. Let's have our degree sign there. So let's say our explanation here. Since so let's do our number, this one. Finding
Teacher,
more. Hello.
with time has run out.
Okay. I thought we started 7 minutes late, or was it 5 minutes late?
Okay, I'll give you 4 more minutes.
Okay. Okay, guys. 5 minutes left. So can we please do number 1? Finding more unknown angles on a straight line. Can you see that from A to B we have our straight line, and we must find our value for x. We have another question. Let's minimize this. We have our x plus 2x plus 3x equals to 180 degrees. So guys, in this case, do you see that 180 degrees, there's no any other degrees on the other side, so the values are not the same, the units are not the same. So in this case, we'll have to add our 2x plus our 3x plus our 1x, because this x, it's only 1x, so it represents 1x. So we'll have 1 plus 2 plus 3 equals to 6x. So we'll have our 6x equals to 180 degrees, and we'll divide both sides by 6. So we'll divide this side by 6x and this side by 6, and our x, this 6x will cancel 6x, and we'll have our x, which is 30. So our x equals to 30 degrees. Guys, we'll continue tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I'll be uploading this slides. I'll upload the slides on my folder. So for tomorrow's lesson, guys, please also focus on the straight line. Check there in your textbooks. Do your straight lines and also do some of the questions here. Our home activity, I only finished to number D. You can continue and do all the questions. We'll answer them tomorrow. And please don't forget to visit this website for more information, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you so much for being so good. Thank you so much, guys. Bye. Yes, the lesson will be on YouTube, Lisedi. Bye. Helene.